Madden Football is the home of Super Bowl 57, and this historic matchup is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Browns and the Bucks coming up next.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. We count down to kickoff in what should be an epic one here, as it'll be the AFC champion Cleveland Browns taking on the champions from the NFC, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Brandon Garden alongside Charles Davis. CD, all eyes on the AFC champs. A lot of folks out there in Ohio have waited a long time for this night. What a story. The Cleveland Browns, their first Super Bowl appearance ever.
It's a franchise and a fan base that's certainly been through a lot. Losing seasons, plenty of drama, a lot of failed expectations. At one point, they were winning plenty of titles in the NFL, but you have to go back to 1964 for their last one. Pre-Super Bowl era when they beat the Baltimore Colts 27-0.
Meanwhile, for the Buccaneers, it's just absolutely astonishing that they'd be back a second time in 3 years. Tom Brady at it again, 3 seasons in Tampa, 2 Super Bowl appearances. We can officially say the decision to unretire, probably a pretty good one.
Brandon, he must have really been invigorated by those 40 days he was retired. I think you and I need to try that as well. Amazing how one guy can completely change the culture and path of an entire franchise. But let's be clear, this has been a team effort to get them back here.
They begin this drive with Chubb, and nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Offense looked a little bit discouraged after that play, shaking their heads a bit, looking at each other. I think they thought they'd get a lot more out of that call. Sometimes you do get the running lane you want, and other times, the defensive front, they just break up the play before it can get going.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Watson. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
The coverage was good, but I just wonder if they absolutely fooled the quarterback on that play. I think he was expecting something else, ended up with nowhere to throw the football successfully.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. Watson now to throw. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. Watson to Njoku there for the Cleveland first.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
Chubb on the counter. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instinct. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. Still 9 remaining on 2nd down. They run it again with Chubb. And this defense able to plug him up there as he'll get a yard to the 35.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. Throwing on third down, Watson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Not the opening possession they were looking for, especially on the road.
No doubt about it, because they wanted to come out and establish a little momentum right away. But now bringing up a fourth down, an empty possession, not what they were seeking.
On fourth down on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. And this will be taken at the 13. Call it a 48-yard punt. Give them 9, though, on the return. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. Brady going to bring the Bucs up with a 1st and 10 at their own 22. Slot man moves right. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. This Super Bowl, of course, just a huge one for this head coach. The first time he's walked the sidelines in a game of this magnitude. And I might normally ask the cliche, what's going through his mind right now? But maybe the better question, CD, what do you think are the pitfalls of being a first-time head coach in this game?
Well, you know it's something that he thought about, Brandon, and he had to. And he was thinking about it long before he got to this stage. As the season progressed and he saw that his team was good, if he was smart, he started to make plans right then and there. Reach out to other coaches who've been there before. Find out how they handle winning, losing, handle all the ticket situations, travel, practice, all those things. And then trust your gut, make your best decision, and put it all out there and give your team their best chance to win.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. The tight end in motion right. Fournette, a 1st down carry. Oh, he's got a little daylight. There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. So a long play for our first points in the Super Bowl.
No doubt about it, and what we see here is something that we saw all year long from them. The ability to strike from anywhere on the field. How about the way they got it started in this one?
The Bucs ready for the kickoff. And here we go. It's in the air. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Browns drive about to get started. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. If these kinds of lanes are available, you have to feel like he's going to have a pretty big game on the ground.
Yeah, you can tell early on he's got a little burst in his step, and that's a big pickup right there on 1st down.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. They go up the middle with Chubb. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add in a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up 1st downs.
On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard after the 36.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Watson off play action. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
And now the Bucs deciding to take a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So danger averted for the moment, but now here's a 3rd and long. From the gun, here's Watson. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. He's got him in, complete. And all the way in, touchdown, Cleveland. But today's NFL, we talk about quarterbacks and their speed and accuracy, but there's still something about a guy slinging one downfield. Extra point by York is up and good. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he takes this near the 25, just a little past there, call it the 26. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Well, the Jets sweep. This is Godwin. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, as a wideout, when you take that handoff and you're coming around the edge, you're expecting to see nothing but empty space in front of you. But if not...
Well, things can go south in a hurry, and that's exactly what we saw on that play with a loss. On 2nd down, here's Fournette. And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and about 7 left.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. And that's complete. It's Chris Godwin. Down the left sideline. And in for the Buccaneers touchdown. Chris Godwin, 49 yards. And the Buccaneers have moved out in front. And his kick is good, but flags come in. Looks like we're going to get a roughing call here on the follow-through. So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. From the 6. And he will be taken down here as the first quarter of play will come to an end. 1 quarter done, 3 more to play here in Super Bowl 56. The Browns drive about to get started. They had to go the length of the field last time out to get into the end zone, and with this starting field position, they're going to have to pretty much do it again.
And I think the thought process going into it is, hey, if you have to be methodical, go ahead and do that. But what you really want are a couple of big plays, eat up chunks of yardage, and cut down the number of times you have to snap the football.
Vita Vea stopped that play in its tracks.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
On 2nd and 12, Watson. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. So it's a gain of 12 there on the reception. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. Going to sneak it. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
3rd and short, and they thought they could just sneak and pick up the necessary yardage for a first down. But the defense, they said no.
They'll run for it. Chubb. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
Took a heck of a chance there, didn't he? Result-based business. We know that. That result was positive for him. But, oh, my goodness, how close was that to being negative?
Well, because you're essentially in the shadow of your own end zone there. To go for, I get it if it's late 4th quarter. Well, it paid off. I guess the end justifies the means, right?
It certainly does. Had to be more than a gut feeling there. Had to be just total confidence they would pick it up.
Takes it to about the 37.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. A give running right is Chubb. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. Still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Seventh play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3.
Complete. Desperate coverage right there. Played the ball, never lost sight of where it was headed, and stayed in perfect position to make a play on it. Able to keep the receiver and the quarterback in his sight lines.
On 4th down, on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. So for this offense, Charles, remember, drive 1 made it to the end zone. Drive 2 resulted in a touchdown as well. Now they'll try to make it 3 for 3.
Yeah, and you know, they told us all week that this was the plan and this is what they wanted to execute. But did they really believe it would happen this well, this efficiently? I know they'll take it. And afterwards, they'll say, there's never a doubt in our minds we were going to be successful in this one.
So a little breathing room now. 1st and 10 at the 17. Evans comes in motion right. Oh, and they sent the man in motion too late. This is going to be a delay.
Well, everybody was up there ready at the line of scrimmage, CD, but no snap, and the delay of game ensued.
Yeah, and I'm sure their head coach is asking the exact same thing. What's going on out there? Almost like they thought they had more time than actually was on the clock.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. They go with White on the counter. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all.
Safety Grant Delpit up to make the play.
Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
On 2nd and 15 now. Brady. And that one off the mark behind him. Incomplete.
You put just a little bit too much heat on that one. When you throw it to the outside, you do have to be careful because you got to keep it away from the defender. But you also have to give your own guy a chance, too.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. To throw, it's Brady. He completes it to Julio Jones. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. That was no 3rd and 2. That was 3rd and 16, but they get the conversion anyway.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Fournette on the counter. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line.
Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. Big impact play, a tackle for loss.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. The slot man in motion right.
Fournette once more on 2nd down.
And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. 7th play in this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Here's Brady. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
They'll look to set up his blockers.
So the punt goes for 56 with a decent return of 13.
And out will come the offense as they take over. The Browns drive about to get started.
And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. They'll go left side on the ground with Chubb. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
It's a gain of 2. That's good for a first.
Watson. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. He's got room at the 30, and he's going to be out of bounds all the way down inside the 15. A big play there just before halftime, and even 50 yards.
The timing was absolutely true as he caught it working across the field. Plenty of space for him to roam, but notice how he keeps his head on a swivel, looking for defenders who may crop up out of nowhere. That turned into a big play.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Chubb running right. Different story this time around. We had that huge gain, followed by a sizable loss here. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. Behind the chains, 2nd and 13. Here's Watson. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play. One that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's wrapped up. Taken down. Back at the 25. Joe Tryon-Shoyinka showcasing the pass rush. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. York able to send this one through, and they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up the touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot. I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
50.
In motion right is Evans. On 2nd and 10. Brady flush to his right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing to no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know there's probably another throw coming on 3rd down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
Brady going to throw. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. So we've come upon halftime in the big one, the Super Bowl. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession.
And I think you'd have to say their coaching staff, all things considered, had to be pleased with their performance in the first half of this Super Bowl.
Definitely pleased. Doing their best not to show it to their team, of course, because as you and I both know, their mantra all season long has been finish. Get the job done. They know how close they are to lifting that trophy. One more solid half of football, and they can do exactly that.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. On 2nd and 9, Brady. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Now Brady. Eluding the pressure right.
And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's 4th down.
So it would appear they will not be able to add to their lead on this opening drive in the second half.
Yeah, if another touchdown was scored there, now we're talking about a 2-score game, and they're probably on their way of creating an excellent gap between them and their pursuers. But how about the defense there, able to step up and keep themselves in this one?
That one a 55-yard punt, 13 on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10.
To get started. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys are tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 14 yards, and it's a Cleveland 1st down. Well, they brought the pressure, and that meant man coverage behind him, so he's still able to complete the pass.
Even as he took the hit, and that's what you have to do, because I was just talking with a coach the other day, and he said, look, it's not always going to be pretty back there.
Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. Shaquille Barrett, his 2nd sack of the night.
How about that, partner? His 2nd sack of the game, and that puts him in some pretty good company. 17 guys have had 2 sacks in the previous 52 Super Bowls, but only 3 have had the record number of 3 sacks in this game.
And we've got the list here. If he gets another one and everyone behaves nicely, we might just list those out for him. After the sack on 1st down, Watson. He's got his receiver, Cooper.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on 1st down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they're looking 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
And the Bucs with an extra defender in the secondary now on third down. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL, and all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
The tackle made by Zion McCollum.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. And again, it's Chubb. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
Now it's Watson. Trying to get it to Beckham, and it's intercepted. And now to the races, down the right side. And it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD. Extra point tacked on by Lambo. And that makes it a 21-10 game. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
Fair catch, made at the 25-yard line. The Browns take over first down 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the...
He's got him in, complete. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line. And that looked almost to be a case of, quarterback saying, hey, I'm going to throw this as far as I can and hope you run under it. Mission accomplished.
And that might be just what they needed to get back in this game. Sometimes you need a big play to shake things up, get a little life in your sideline, get everyone believing again, and they got it there in a big way.
The middle, it's Chubb. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Good yardage there on first down, exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
From the 4, this is 2nd down and 1. First carry now for Kareem Hunt. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Kareem Hunt taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Browns have got it back to within a score. Well, that was a quick drive. The passing game set it up, and then the running game finishes it off.
And how about how few plays it was to get it done, but they threw it downfield and then pounded it into the end zone. And as a former defender, I can tell you, it hurts just a little bit more when they run it into the end zone instead of throwing it.
York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away.
Fair catch, made at the 25-yard line. The Bucs take over first down 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession.
Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Again, it's Fournette, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play, backwards a yard.
I'll tell you what, this defense hasn't played its best, but they're still right in this football game. And if they keep making plays just like that, they're going to give their offense a chance.
They'll send the tight end in motion left. From the gun on 3rd down, Brady. He's got Otten. And he is going to have the Buccaneers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Just one more quarter remains in the season-long race for the Lombardi Trophy here at Super Bowl 57 from Glendale. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Out of the pistol, it's Fournette. And some room to maneuver. And all the way down to the 7-yard line. 112 yards rushing for him now as he goes over the century mark here in this Super Bowl. So he nearly took it the distance, gets him down inside the 10 for a 1st and goal.
I'd love to be in his head right now, because is he rewarding himself for a great run, or is he kicking himself because he didn't get all the way to the goal line?
They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Leonard Fournette, his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Buccaneers are starting to pull away in the 4th quarter of this Super Bowl. And the kick makes it through, but flags come flying in as well. It appears we're going to get a roughing call tacked on. Well, things obviously not going their way. Trailing here in the 4th quarter, and that penalty going to go ahead and give the other side some extra yardage.
We all know it's an intense game and things can get heated out there. That's part of the battle. The bottom line, you got to keep your cool. That was not an example of doing that.
And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down right around the 15. Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10 at their own 15. Back to throw, Watson. He completes it to Beckham. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Here's Watson. He's going to float this one deep right side. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Watson. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Keanu Neal. And the Bucs are going to take possession of the football. And that pretty much has been the storyline, Charles. This defense, they seem to be one step ahead from the start of the game until now.
And you identified it perfectly, and we can see the frustration that's settling in now. And it's probably been there for a long time, but now it's evident because you can see it in their faces, you can see it in their body language. Maybe even a little bit in that play call, it ended up maybe closing them out.
He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty, 1st and goal. Now they send a man in motion right. Fournette. is not going to get in. In fact, he'll lose a couple of yards back to the 3. A loss of 2 there, second down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, second and goal. Ballage going to be hit and met at the line of scrimmage. They get him down at the 3. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on third and goal. Well, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is third and goal. They'll send one of those 2 tight ends in motion. And they'll run again. And not a whole lot there as they'll get him down at about the 2. Only a yard there, so it brings up fourth and goal. Well, if this defense can hold him to a field goal here, what a win that would be.
Not just a win on the possession, but psychologically take over the ball game. But this started with first and goal, so they were in 4-down territory right from the beginning. I say you finish it off and go for the touchdown.
Now they'll bring one of their tight ends in motion right. They'll run for it. This is Light. And he'll be caught behind the line of scrimmage at the 3. The run is turned away on fourth and goal from the 2. And the Browns are able to come up with a goal line stand. The Browns drive about to get started. And we're at the time in the Super Bowl where, look, they need points. And they need them badly. Trailing here in the fourth quarter as they begin this drive, first and 10. 2 yards the loss, second and 12. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And now Watson throws another interception. Picked off by Jamel Dean. And the Buccaneers are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line. Well, certainly not on their side offensively. They had to take some chances, or that interception will further hinder their already slim chance at victory.
Yeah, and you're talking about time not on their side, but it certainly is on the defensive side, and they understood that. They knew they had to press it a little bit, and they planned accordingly, and what a benefit for them, able to pick that one off and hopefully put this game away.
On second and 11 now. Brady. It's caught by Mike Evans. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
But when you're up by 2 scores in the fourth quarter and you're going to throw the football, expect to see a lot of man coverage, because usually what comes along with man coverage is pressure. So if you're a play caller and you want to keep throwing the football, that's fine. Just make sure your offensive line understands they're going to get additional guys running at the quarterback.
Fournette, a first down carry. And he is not going to go anywhere. They're going to get to him behind the line, and that is going to get us to the 2-minute warning. Second down, back to Fournette. And this Browns defense coming to life. They get him behind the line for a second straight play. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down.
Evans comes in motion right. On play action, now Brady. Oh, he's thinking end zone for Evans. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And the Browns are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
This offense has had its troubles moving the ball all night. So now you get in this situation, hard to imagine that suddenly they're going to start clicking and moving the ball downfield.
Watson. Caught left side, it's Beckham. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 23 yards the pickup there. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
To throw, Watson. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Here's Watson. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Carlton Davis picks it, and the Bucs are going to get it back here just shy of the 20.
Well, obviously, Charles, this stage of the game, down 2 scores, they had to put the football in the air. Unfortunately, it gets picked off.
And the criticism comes easily in situations like this, but you just laid it out. Look where they are on the scoreboard. Look at where the clock is in the game. He has to take a chance here and try and get the ball downfield to his receivers. Unfortunately, it was picked off.
Got to figure the rush is going to be fierce again as they come up 2nd and 13. They'll run it again with Fournette. And some room to run now. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down.
137 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Fournette running wide side. Now the ball comes loose, and I think the Browns got it. They did. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
Well, that's one of those mistakes. That's a fumble that when they get to the sidelines, I know you're mad, Coach, but look, we've still got this locked down. But that's not necessarily true, is it?
Well, their hopes are slim, but you just hate to give them any hope. You could have sealed it right there.
Yeah, could have finished them off and taken away all hope.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Carlton Davis picks it.
And the Buccaneers are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. Well, there's 2 sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it. I think about it awfully hard, but also you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player, you have to know the situation.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have won the Super Bowl, and they will hoist the Lombardi Trophy to cap an amazing season. And when this moment comes, think you look back at all the blood, sweat, and tears, the offseason, the workouts, training camp, week 1, 2, 3, all building up now to say you're a Super Bowl champion. It's worth it.
It certainly is, and rarely do we have a team that hoists the Lombardi Trophy that didn't have their share of bumps along the way, didn't have to face some adversity in the journey, and now they get to just enjoy it and revel in it. And all offseason, they'll be signing their autographs with Super Bowl champion underneath it.